Missed the die roll there. I'm not sure who's on the play. It's kind of refreshing to not be watching blue-black control again this round. Although the past round was really interesting. The first round was pretty brutal. Tell me about telling time. Is that directed at Paul Dean? Paul Dean thinks that, or at least thought before Dig Through Time was printed, that telling time was the superior cantrip to be playing in blue, white, red control in modern. I'm sure that he doesn't feel that way anymore. But the reasoning being that that deck doesn't really have the ability to use mana for Serum Visions in the same way that blue-red decks do, and acts more at instant speed. But yeah, that technology is kind of out of date now. We're talking about telling time in modern.
Oh, yeah?
Before Concentric here.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got here? Did you talk about these decks already?
Yeah, they're playing Mirror. I'm going to create a straw poll and let people vote on which of these two players they think is going to win the match.
I would also like to comment that Jamie Archdeacon has very ugly writing. Almost illegible, I would say. Chris Kavanaugh's is not much better. Okay, so this is an almost mirror, right?
Yeah. Jamie's
charm.
Jamie's playing like a bit more control-y. He's got 4 digs and a treasure cruise.
Right.
But they're pretty similar. Alright, I'm gonna post a...
Only 2 Mantis Rider for Jamie Archdeacon. That's interesting. I think that's one of the best cards in Jeskai. 2 Mantis Rider, 2 Rebel Master. I guess he doesn't want to have too many 3-drops. He just wants to dirtle around a bit.
Chris is playing 4 Mantis Riders into the sideboard, though. Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's also got Oppressive Raise on the sideboard. That's interesting. That's, I guess, against the very fast decks. Or maybe that could be against decks that are trying to play like a 4-drop and stuff. Because then they finally cast their Siege Rhino and you have Oppressive Raise in an attack. That'd be a very good play. Okay, do you know who won the dice roll? Chris won the dice roll. I knew that. I could tell, using the power of deduction.
Yeah.
It looks like Chris got a pretty aggressive draw here. And I guess that's how he wants to play it, because he's got a lot less range. Like, he can't go as deep into the game as Jamie can, because Jamie's, as we said, playing a lot more Dig Through Times.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that means that Jamie's favored in this matchup.
Oh, Chris kept a 1-land hand. Okay. Did he mulligan?
I didn't see him mulligan, but I was trying to make this straw poll, so I don't know. I might have just missed it.
All right, well, looks like he drew a temple, though.
According to all of the people who are viewing, 100% of them think that Jamie will win the match, but only one person voted.
This is coming.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, Jamie has Pro Tour pedigree, so in the dark, it seems reasonable to favor him in a mirror.
Yeah, Jamie had a Pro Tour top 20 or something like that. So that was quite a while ago. That was in like Shards block or something like that.
He's played in a bunch of them, right?
Yeah, I think he's played in several Pro Tours.
And Chris is really good at winning vintage events.
Yeah. So Chris has a Raise the Alarm in hand, so that's kind of interesting. When Jamie attacks, let's say Jamie untapped and attacked next turn, would you, okay, whatever, all my theoretical questions are relevant here.
Yeah.
Because Chris is casting Hordling Outburst.
That seems good. Or
Looks like
is
it might
Jamie
not
countering it?
resolve. He's getting a land first, but the land comes into play tapped, so that's... Maybe he's just doing it in response so he doesn't forget, something like that. Or he might be about to cast Magma Jet on the Swift Spear, and he wants to fetch before he scries. That'd be a good play.
That would be a good play.
Is he playing Magma Jet?
He's playing 4 Lightning Strikes. I don't see Magma Jet.
Oh, okay. Maybe not then. Looks like he's just fetching so he doesn't forget. So it's okay. There we go. I hate it when you have dice in place of tokens. I find it so hard to keep track of things, and then you don't know if it's a 3-3 or 3-1-1s, and sometimes it's just like you lose it amongst the board. I can't stand not using tokens. So thankfully, Jamie Archdeacon came ready.
I don't know. I kind of agree with what Jay Ross is saying in Twitch chat, though. Playing your lands in front is obnoxious. His lands are actually in the red zone right now.
Oh yeah, these nice card advantage playmats have a red zone. That's nice.
Yeah.
I actually sometimes play like Jamie Archdeacon. I don't know why, but I sometimes switch back and forth. Like, not even like conscious decision. So Jamie Archdeacon stoked Chris's face before damage so that he could get the extra damage with Seeker and a lifelink. The lifelink's pretty good here since Chris has a fairly aggressive draw.
Yeah, I think he wants to be triggering Seeker's lifelink as much as possible in this matchup.
Not so much that it's a race. I think I might have actually stoked the Swift Spear because Jamie can make this game go longer. He doesn't need to kill Chris, but it could be that he has more Stokes in hand, and so he wants to get Chris low so that the Stokes will be lethal.
And he's playing 4 Jeskai Charm as well. So possibly he's got that in his hand.
Yeah. So maybe he does just want to race. So Chris is staring at a hand with Jeskai Charm, Portling Outburst, and I think a couple Raise the Alarms. Trying to decide which of all these cards to play. He's also got a Dig Through Time, it looks like. What do you think you would do?
I don't know. It's tough to say. He's pretty far behind. I guess he can play another Outburst and cast Stoke the Flames.
Yeah, I think I'd be casting Outburst, attacking, and then probably triple blocking the Seeker next turn. If you get the risk of that is if you triple block the Seeker and then one of your goblins gets stoked. Well, that's interesting. He didn't cast anything. He's going to Jeskai Charm on his opponent's turn. Or is this the post-combat Portling Outburst?
That would be kind of awkward.
That would be suboptimal, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
However, it could be a mind game.
Oh my.
Here we go. Portling Outburst. Even make sure the trigger prowess. Well,
Chris says, I don't need that point of damage to win this game.
yeah, who needs that?
So everyone is aware, we're going to be extending the modern side event sign up until the end of this round. So if anyone wants to drop at the end of this round, they can use the modern sign up.
So it sounds like modern event signups are going to be going on until the end of this round. So if anybody's within half an hour of here, they can still make the modern side event. Come out and play, and let me and Glenn assess the quality of your plays.
Yes, we'll make fun of you if you miss triggers. Just kidding.
What are you talking about?
If we know you, you'll get made fun of.
Alright, so Chris blocked with only one. He didn't want to get one of his guys killed and then therefore letting the Seeker trigger and gain 3 life and kill the other 2 goblins.
Yeah, it seems right.
It's also, Chris also has Jeskai Ascendancy in his hand, so having a lot of tokens in play is important. Because then he can start like making little overrides.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's looking to basically combo kill.
Yeah.
Soft combo, but like.
So right here, I guess Chris is deciding what to cast. We know that Jamie doesn't have any counter spells, so if he just slams the Jeskai Ascendancy, it's going to resolve. However, then he might be in danger of getting killed by 2 Jeskai Charms. I guess he can't do anything about that, though. So I think if you're Chris, you basically have to play the Ascendancy and then just hope to kill your opponent next turn.
Play Ascendancy and chump block with a Goblin again?
Yeah. Another option is for him to use the +1/+1 and lifelink mode of Jeskai Charm with a big attack here to gain a bunch of life.
Okay, it looks like he's...
Yeah, that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So that's going to gain 2, 4, 6, 8, plus 3 on the Swift Spear. So that's 11 damage with lifelink. Ooh, and Jamie has no responses.
That makes the Stoke to the face from earlier look pretty bad.
Yep, I agree. would have been better to kill the Swift Spear. Oh, Jamie's still thinking, so there may be a response. I thought he had passed through that. So, my guess is that Jamie has a Jeskai Charm and he doesn't know what to do with it. Or a Stoke. Oh yeah, he does have a Stoke. Okay.
Okay, well, I mean, that makes it less terrible for Jamie.
Well, yes, but he could have then, this turn, stoked Chris's face and then got the Seeker trigger.
Yeah.
So by doing it this way, he didn't get the Seeker trigger. So Jamie's essentially paid three life in order to make that creative play.
Yeah, but I mean, the Swift Spear was coming in for 3 with lifelink, so it's a 6-point swing there.
Yeah, but I mean, if he had killed the Swift Spear the very first time,
yeah.
he wouldn't have had to do it there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That play was ambitious.
Yeah. I mean, it could still be a good idea, though, because Jamie Archdeacon might be thinking, if he doesn't have Jeskai Charm, then it's just better to do it this way. So, turns out he did, and therefore Jamie gets slightly punished for that play earlier.
I mean, it certainly feels pretty rotten using a 4-mana removal spell on a 1-drop at any point in the game.
Yeah, of course. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Because Swift Spear is one of the best 1-drops.
Yeah. Yeah, that card is much better than I thought it was when
Me
I first
too.
saw it.
Yeah, definitely. So, did Chris block with that Goblin token? I think he did. So, Jamie, I think, is deciding if he wants to do anything before damage. Looks like he's going to cast and dig through time. Trigger Seeker. And deal 3 with lifelink. Oh, no. He's casting Jeskai Charm. Mode is... Looks like he's dealing 4 damage. Did he deal 4 damage?
Yeah, I think so.
Wouldn't Chris be at 7 then?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, no. I'm confused. The life total keeps changing.
What did he do?
Oh, he pumps. You get +1/+1 and lifelink,
Why would you do just to gain the 1 extra life?
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because the Seeker's already going to get lifelink from triggering prowess. But okay. Anyhow, Chris is now casting Ascendancy and then stoking Jamie, which is going to make all his guys 2/2s. So, and then they will untap.
Yeah.
So that's pretty great. He gets to stoke with Convoke, and then they all untap, and then he can attack with them.
Yeah, I bet Jamie's not stoked about that sequence of events.
Oh. Yeah, looks like Jamie's in a lot of trouble here. I guess his hope is that Chris won't attack with everything, but he does. So Chris Kavanaugh takes the first game.
This is a really cool deck.
Chris Kavanaugh's?
Like both of them.
Well, yeah, both of them.
The archetype is really sweet. It's like combo aggro.
You said this one in SCG just like last weekend or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a previous version of this deck that was playing like a bunch of Springleaf Drums, a bunch of 1-drops, and Retraction Helix. That deck was horrid. Man, that was awful.
I think.
But we were asked earlier on what's the worst deck we've ever played. I think that's one of the worst decks I've ever played. I played it in a side event in Jersey. Man, it was god-awful. Anemic.
It sounded pretty bad. Chris is
This
playing.
version's a lot better because it has Hordling Outburst and cards that can actually win the game on their own, like Rabblemaster. Whereas the deck I was playing was only 1-drops. Nothing did anything on its own. The best card was Defiant Strike. I was impressed with it.
Chris is playing Springleaf Drums, but Jamie is not.
Yeah, well, Chris is playing Springleaf Drum and Retraction Helix, so he can have the infinite combo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That works by, if you have 2 guys in play, you target one with Retraction Helix, and you have another one in play with a Springleaf Drum. So one of them can bounce something, and one of them can make a mana. So you make a mana, you bounce your Springleaf Drum, and then you replay it, and with Ascendancy in play, both your guys untap. So you can cast that Springleaf Drum infinite times, thereby pumping your whole team, milling through your whole deck, and getting whatever you need to win.
So
So Chris is playing that, but Jamie Archdeacon is not playing.
how do you think Chris is going to sideboard here?
So he's got, to be honest, I'm not really sure. He's got God Willings, that maybe come in. Magma Spray, maybe that would come in. Magma Spray killing a Seeker of the Way is very good. He's got Manus Riders, which seem pretty good, although I just really like that card in general, so maybe it's not as good here as I think.
No, I think Manus Rider is good in this matchup.
Yeah, I think so. He's got Glare of Heresy, which could come in.
Yeah, that removes
That will kill,
Jeskai.
that will kill it. And
Or
Seeker of the
Ascendancy.
Way.
Yeah.
Kills Jeskai, Ascendancy, and Seeker of the Way. Both very good cards. So I think he'll bring in the Glare and the Manus Rider. Maybe not the God's Willings and Magma Sprays. I would think that the God's Willing are more for when Chris is trying to combo off.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'd be trying to do that in this matchup because there's too much interaction.
What do you think comes out in this matchup?
Not really sure.
Like, I don't know how good Jeskai Charm is in this matchup, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the Anthem in Lifelink is... Actually, I take that back.
I think that card is very good.
That card is very good in this matchup. That's
Raise the Alarm might be a little weak. Like, if your opponent has Seeker of the Way and you cast Raise the Alarm, that is pretty bad.
yeah, that's true.
So maybe some Raise the Alarms, and maybe Swift Spear is too small. Actually, I think Rabble Master's probably not that great either, because it has a million ways to die.
So looking here, it looks like Jamie's got a Seeker, 2 Mantis Riders that he wants to bring in. And that's probably it. He's got 3 Magma Sprays, or maybe Glare. Probably Glare. 3 Magma Sprays, I'm not sure if he wants to bring them in, although, yeah. They do kill Rabble Masters and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh wait, is Rabble Master 2/3?
it's a 2-2.
2/2, yeah, so it kills Rabble Master. I've never played with the card.
I play with it in Modern.
Yeah.
I bought them for $4 each. I'm a genius.
What are they worth now?
They're worth like $10+. They're worth quite a lot. So I noticed someone on the chat asked, Glenn, do you still hate Magic and do you still want to quit?
I don't hate Magic, and I haven't quit Magic. I'm just not playing as much Magic these days. My problem is that I play Magic Online almost exclusively, but I can't stand version 4. It actually makes me upset to play on
Magic
version 4.
Online is a very creative program, I would say.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Hey, don't speak in words like that. We're supposed to keep it professional.
It's the worst software. It's just like the worst.
Well, we got Lucas Ciao up in the booth here. You want to come help guest commentate on this match? Jamie Archdeacon versus Chris Kavanaugh. Jeskai Mirror.
Yeah, I might go to a GP in a couple weeks. So
Are you, what's your record? 2-1? All right. Lucas Ciao is 2-1. I know everybody wants to know, so there you have it. All right, shuffling up for game 2. So Jamie's going to be on the play this game, and I think that he probably wants to settle into a race scenario. I don't think that you can really become a control deck, even though he's got a bunch of dig through times and everything. Chris has too many diverse types of cards, like Hordeling Outburst and like Seeker of the Way, that can't be answered. They can't really be contained that well, especially Hordeling Outburst. So I think you really want to be trying to race rather than trying to control the entire board.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jamie sideboard out like Treasure Cruise and 2 Dig Through Time or something in this matchup.
Yeah, I agree with that. Jamie Archdeacon does have a Narset the Enlightened Master in his sideboard.
Yeah.
So I played against him recently in Ottawa in like the Standard Super Series. Obviously, I didn't make day 2. And I was playing Abzan. I boarded in, I think, 3 Drown in Sorrow, and I also had a Dune Blast. And after he crushed me in game 2, he was like, oh, I had Narset and Enlightened Master. I know you can't beat that card. I have a hand full of cards that beat that card. Sometimes you just get unlucky. Or outplayed.
Yeah, or both.
Or both. If you want my narrative, I got unlucky.
Yeah.
It's one man's opinion. Jamie snap ships the card to the bottom. Okay, so it looks like Chris did bring him Mantis Rider.
Yeah, it seems great in this matchup.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's great in general. Against Abzan, it's very good too. Every time I see it, I have to kill it immediately. It deals too much damage too quickly.
Yeah, it seems great.
Yeah. So it looks like Jamie's got a pretty ideal start with Seeker of the Way. That's like the best card for racing, so that's definitely where he wants to be. Seeker of the Way is way better than I thought it would be too.
Yeah.
Oh, but it gets Magma Spray.
Well, that answers that question.
Yep, there you have it.
I guess probably because Seeker of the Way is so good.
Yeah, exactly. He also did it main phase, so he can't, Jamie can't untap and then pump it in response to the Magma Sprays.
Oh, but Jamie has the second one.
There you go.
Second
Another
Magma
main
Spray.
phase Magma Spray. Chris has 3 Magma Spray in his sideboard, so he's already drawn 2. How lucky. Oh, look, he played the Seeker of the Way after the Magma Spray. Forgot to trigger Prowess.
Missing prowess all day.
Very poor.
Puts it directly into the red zone, though, stating his intentions.
Yeah, well, that's appreciated.
Okay.
Okay, Jamie Archigan playing 2 raise the alarm tokens and then using them to stoke the Seekers. So that's pretty good tempo.
Yeah. Not going to the face will stoke the flames this game.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely not as aggressive this game, so can't justify that. This is another thing I hate about Jeskai. They take a lot of damage from their lands because all their spells are so multicolored, like Mantis Rider here.
And they also don't play Siege Rhino. That's
Siege
another
Rhino is
another problem with
very
Jeskai.
good card. Yeah, yeah. Another problem is it doesn't play the best cards in the format,
Yeah.
like Thoughtseize. I still think actually Jeskai is a very good deck though, mainly because of how good I think Mantis Rider is.
Yeah, and there's like a critical mass of tempo-y, like burn counter spells
Yeah,
to make the deck viable.
yeah. Mantis Rider is very good. So is Stoke. I'm surprised neither of these guys are playing 4 main deck Mantis Rider.
Yeah, the card is so good.
Yeah. I guess it's just strictly worse than Hordling Outburst.
I mean, I think it makes more sense. Certainly, strictly worse. Makes more sense in Chris's deck because his is more combo oriented.
Yeah, of course.
In Jamie's deck, though, I don't know. Like he's playing an awful lot
Jamie's
of.
also playing Ascendancy and like the Raise the Alarms and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it, but Mantis Rider just seems too good not to play. But they'd rather focus on the token theme and play Ascendancy and trigger it in order to make a bunch of 3/3s rather than just one 3/3. Chris looked disappointed that Jamie didn't block there. I wonder if Chris has a Jeskai shot. No, looks like he's got Raise the Alarm, Stoke the Flames, Shivan Reef. 2 Raise the Alarm, Stoke the Flames, and Shivan Reef is what's in Chris's hand. Do you know what Jamie has?
I do not. He's been keeping his cards hidden most of the time. Blocking seems pretty difficult in this matchup, just in general.
Yeah, definitely. Jeskai Charm plus one your guys seems very good. So Chris is casting Raise the Alarm here.
Presumably to trade.
Well, I think to trade and also to use this mana for Stoke the Flames.
Okay, he's baiting Jeskai Charm or something, and then he's going to stoke.
Oh, this is a good play by Chris.
Yeah, this is a very good play.
Oh, that's interesting. Chris didn't need to take... Has he blocked yet?
Yeah,
Because Chris is using the Battlefield Forge to take a damage with Stoke the Flames, but he doesn't need to. He could use the 2 tokens, the Mantis Rider, and the Temple, and cast the Stoke. So he took 1 unnecessary damage, but that's still very good for him.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Jamie just cast a Jeskai Charm and only got it triggered on his soldier, so
it's a pretty big tempo swing.
yeah, so very good for Chris still.
He doesn't have much going on in hand, though, it looks like.
Yeah, that was basically everything Chris had. Although I think that Jamie, by making that play, probably doesn't have much going on in his hand either.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to say he got destroyed there, but that turn did not go well for him.
Yeah, definitely. Not over yet, though. He's just a dig through time away from being way ahead again.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those draw spells are in his deck post-board.
Yeah, I would think less. It looks like he's got at least one.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
Treasure
Cruise.
Cruise.
So if he still has Cruise in,
That's kind of odd.
I wonder if that means he has all of them in his deck?
Yeah, he's playing 4 Dig Through Time main deck and 1 Treasure Cruise, so presumably his deck likes Treasure Cruise, or Dig Through Time better, but he's casting the Treasure Cruise, so maybe he kept all 5 in.
He's got a negate in his hand. Is he casting Mantis Rider? Is that what that is?
I don't know.
Okay, it's just passing.
Another raise the alarm for Chris.
Looks like Jamie's got a temple, a negate, and something that I don't know what it is.
Very helpful there, Glenn.
Yeah.
Gotta keep viewers in the know.
It's a known unknown.
That's deep.
Yeah. Hey, unknown unknowns are much more dangerous.
Yeah, I agree.
You just drew a Seeker of the Way?
Yep. What's that other card in his hand? He's got Seeker, Negate, and what?
I don't know. He
Looks
oh, it
like
looks
a
like
Hordling
Hordling
Outburst.
Outburst.
So he's waiting till he can trigger Seeker of the Way, and then he'll. This is kind of good for Jamie, so he can block with Seeker of the Way, and then if Chris has anything before damage, he'll get to negate and trigger Seeker of the Way.
Yeah. You might have to negate here, though.
That's a Rabble Master.
Oh, I was thinking that was a Hordling Outburst.
Nope.
Certainly can't negate a Goblin Rabble
Nope.
Master.
That is not a play. So looks
So
like
he's dead. Yep.
Okay, I wouldn't have conceded. Well,
Wait,
I mean,
it was lethal.
yeah, I mean he's dead if Chris casts nothing, but he still has the opportunity for Chris to cast something, and then he can negate.
Yeah,
say
that's
negate.
true.
I mean, anyway.
That's true. He should go through the motions of taking the combat
yeah.
damage.
Take the 2